Yep, those two are in a love affair. Is she purring?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear her. Anyway, good evening, you guys. Anthony's putting up clothes. We're both... Bleh. We're both getting ready for bed.
I'm already ready for bed. Oh, Mikey. What?
She's like, ooh, your breath.
I brushed.
Anyway, we got Bagheera, Tesla, and Pooh Bear up here. And we're just kind of unwinding from the night. As you guys know, there's a bunch of stuff going on. And we were due to go to Portland, but we have decided we're not going. Everything's just kind of pointing like we shouldn't go. Is that how you were feeling too?
Yeah.
Like, we usually stay in the Fisher house. The Fisher house is closed. I couldn't go with him all the way to his appointments, which kind of defeats the purpose. Pooh, go bye-bye. And there has been 2 death cases there. And with me having health issues already, it just kind of puts me in danger. Oh, and, you know, Fisher House has a kitchen. We'd be put in a motel. Who knows what anyone has in that motel. It could be a cesspool. She's literally grabbing your clothes.
That's mine. No, that's mine. You don't wear this shirt. My shirt.
So that would mean we'd also have to have the money to eat out. And where that is not so much a option because they have officially locked Oregon down. Anthony brought up a point that I didn't think of. What are we really going to do? We can't go to a mall. We can't go to a park. And so we'd have to go to the VA and then spend the next, what do you say, an hour appointment if we're lucky. Well, I bet you it would be less than an hour even.
Considering the volume that we do at ours, I mean, don't get me wrong, Portland VA definitely gets a few more people. You've also got to take into account, you know, the size of it and whatnot. So let's say on the long term,
well, yeah, but on
2 hours.
a normal basis, we, you know, them packed mass capacity, everyone's fine, we're not in flu season kind of thing. We're in and out of the actual doctor's appointment an hour and a half. Now we're talking, they're doing a lot of telecalls, so...
But we've also got screening checkpoints that we're going to end up having to go through. Finding parking isn't necessarily going to be as much of an issue.
No, because they're not seeing that many patients during the day.
Right.
You're talking like 100.
But we're also still going to have to go through screening.
Right.
Then we're going to have to figure out where you've got to be. Then where I've got to be. Then there may be another screening process that I might have to go through.
Yeah, because I might be only allowed on the first floor.
Right. And then if I've got to go through a second screening process, then I'll have to meet... What?
And Pooh Bear's in there.
Oh. Then I'll have to, of course, you know, meet with the nurse. And then if the doctor's in the middle of a telecall and it goes over, or if the doctor's meeting with another person and it goes over because now they've got even more questions, then I'll get the chance to meet with the doc.
I need water.
And then, oh, in here.
Yeah, I gotta take my pill.
You know, so I mean, there's a lot of other variables that are...
There's a lot of what if. But, you know, let's go on a real quick and we get out of there in 2 hours. That is a whole nother 22 hours we're stuck in a motel.
Yeah, I figure we're gonna sleep anywhere between 6 and 10 of it.
Who sleeps 10 hours, you lucky bum?
Well, if we get really tired, we have knocked out a 10-hour sleep cycle. Go ahead.
I don't know why I throw anything. Those are my levothyroxine, right? I didn't even make sure of it.
Hydrazine.
Then they're not mine.
Yeah, they say like it.
Then where did my meds go?
Oh, and they're green.
Anyway, luckily. Needless to say, we're still looking at 14 hours being stuck in a motel room where we could be here. I can't even get these open.
Yeah, and even with it being quick, in, out, 2 hours. I mean, stopping by the canteen might be something.
Yeah, because that's the only one that would be open. We can't walk over to OHSU because it is closed.
Yeah, that one's on lockdown.
It's medically needed, necessary stuff. Even people who were getting, knee replacements are being turned away right now.
Unless it's degenerative and like severe capacity.
Even people who are like really hard up, knee is not considered. It's considered an elective right now.
Right. Well, no, I mean there are certain extenuating circumstances, but that's beyond the ball.
Right. And so
Careful.
they have one of the best like cafeterias around.
Oh yeah.
We know, we've eaten there a couple of times. We've purposely left the VA to walk over there, and it's quite the walk.
Yeah, and then ordered food and then had 3 bites of it. Still remember that day.
That was years ago, buddy.
It doesn't matter. It still haunts me.
Anyway, but
I remember you, shrimp scampi.
so I'm guessing the Sky Bridge is completely closed. It's I think it's United States' biggest sky bridge. And that's how the two hospitals are connected. And
I don't know if it's the
you
biggest
can't get into the other one, so it's not like we could have a real nice thing like lunch or anything.
Right.
And there's not really anything to do at the VA. Any group activities have been canceled.
Mm-hmm. Oh, our library's been shut down too.
Yeah. Oh, I remember because I got the email. So we've outweighed what is in our benefit, and my head just keeps telling me because we know there are known cases there, then I'm just gonna bring it back. So.
Well, and whether or not we ended up bringing it back, we're going into a hot zone. A known hot zone. To come back to one where it's blooming.
Yeah, because we've got 2 cases in our county, one in the next county over, where we had none.
Right.
And hopefully that person quarantined before having too much exposure to anyone else.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's here. But it's not exploding here yet. But us going over there, I think, is just inviting disaster in.
Yeah.
And then we've got kids, and they're not quite sure whether or not kids are just carriers or whether or not they can be affected.
Well, and I sent you those articles today where that real small kid was, like, baby, was recovering, and then there was an 11-year-old fighting for her life. though I'm taking it off of Snapchat, that doesn't mean that it is true.
Right. And there are quite a few of these stories that, once you actually start looking into them, they're definitely being sensationalized a bit. Like that healthy couple one.
I haven't even heard about them lately.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you were the one that brought that to my attention.
And they're not healthy.
Right.
They had influenza A, and then they had pneumonia, so it opened them up, unfortunately, and just made them a sponge for this.
Right. I mean, you're the one that not only brought the healthy couple up, but then you're also the one that turned around and is like, wait, they're not that healthy. Why, huh? And then the article you sent me about was it an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old?
There was an 11-year-old today.
Okay.
Fighting for her life.
Either way, the preteen, had healthy in quote. So that makes me wonder, was there something else going on there too? Now I'm not even sure, as far as what I'm reading in the news, whether or not to believe half of what's going on anymore.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of gotten somewhat played up.
Yeah. I go onto the CDC website and I'm reading some of what they're saying, and some of it goes in this direction, some of it goes in that direction. And it's like, okay, the majority of it seems to be about right here. So I'm going to go with this because in general, this is the information that I'm getting from both sides. And that kind of seems to be about on par with what I'm getting from the VA.
Yeah.
So in that instance, it seems to be working out okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to play, super toilet paper hoardy kind of situation.
Quit judging me. I hoarded toilet paper way before all of this.
Yes, you're the toilet paper hoarder hipster. There you go.
And paper towels.
Oh, and paper
Did you
towels.
take your pills? Because I haven't made up a thing yet.
No.
Okay.
No,
Take
they're
your
just sitting over here.
Okay. My ribs hurt.
But, no. At the same time, I'm also not going to be one of those people that are like, this isn't real, this isn't happening, I'm going to act like nothing's going on.
Ooh. That's how I felt at the beginning. Like, oh, it's just another flu. It's new to us. And then he still hasn't moved.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. It did feel like another flu. They're saying flu-like symptoms and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, okay, another flu. Okay, whatever. And then they were saying avian flu. Comparing it to the avian flu. They're waiting for it to be like the avian flu. And then when it didn't act like the avian flu, everybody went, we have a problem. You uncovered him. He's not going to get a chill.
I know, and he's like blind. Yeah. So, we weighed the options. Anthony has been in the all clear for several years now that we both feel comfortable in putting this appointment off for like 3 months. So are you gonna ask for your time off back and just go to work? Or are you gonna continue and take Monday through Wednesday off?
I know, 5 days.
Oh, I know, that's mean to me.
You're right. Maybe I should put in for another couple.
Why? Don't you pillow stealing? You were right there. Now you're there. I want to be there.
Look at her and laugh. Can a cat laugh? Do cats laugh?
No. Anyway, so that's our rant on it. That's what we're going through. Now, Lex was sick. She was tested. Of course, she doesn't have it. Unless you ask Xander, who went telling people at the school she had it.
That was fun.
Our schools are switching over to online school. They are on spring break right now. So, well, it's spring break in a couple of days, and then they're supposed to have curriculum ready. I already had the kids go and get Chromebooks from the school, and so I told them they had to do it in the front room. That they were going to sit down all together, and they haven't been too bad. The first real bad incident was yesterday, and that's while they were playing a game that I told them they shouldn't be playing, because it's always the same situation happens. One of them gets hurt and gets really ticked off and then screams. And so I just have to tell Anthony, shut up and knock it off.
I don't scream that loud anymore.
But, and then today over some stupid game, there was an argument. No one was screaming though. But of course, the three boys were throwing around names. So, and not even nice ones. Anyway, so we're gonna go for tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you.